It's now almost certain that Raila Odinga is going to run for presidency 2022, perhaps with the subtle support of Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, the President of the Republic of Kenya. The question now remains, who is going to deputize him? This question will also have to be asked by William Samoei Ruto in his camp. Today I look at Raila's choice. But I also want to say this morning that the man to deputize Raila Odinga next year will be a product of accident. Hardly surprising. Many leaders in the world are products of accidents, fate, and luck. Indeed, the famous English playwright, Shakespeare, said, "Some are born great. Some men are born great. Others are made great. Still others have greatness thrust upon them. This is to paraphrase William Shakespeare. It happens across the globe. Obama was a product of some accident. The man to have won the Illinois Senate seat was not Obama. The man was caught up in a sex scandal when it was too late to replace him with a meaningful person. Obama made it. Ditto Tony Blair in 1994. Smith was a man, but he died accidentally. In Kenya, for example, Daniel Toroitich arap Moi was thrust into greatness when a Maasai called Tameno, representing the Great Rift Valley in Parliament, Legico as it was called then, just decided to walk away. The people began to look for a replacement. And somebody said somewhere in Baringo, there is a teacher. And they went looking for Moi. He was reluctant until Moses Mudavadi, the father of Wycliffe Musalia Mudavadi, told him, "You go there. If you find it rough, come back. I'll keep your job for you." So all the time, accidents produce leaders. And I'm seeing another accident producing Raila's running mate. I am going no further than the Hustler Nation. The Hustler Nation was created by William Samoei Ruto. A very, very clever move. Because the moment the handshake happened, he knew he was finished. He therefore knew to save himself, to save his bid for the presidency, he had to craft something. And quickly he crafted the Hustler narrative. He went to the people, knowing the state in which people are, knowing the economic stress that is bedeviling this country. He will easily resonate and work with the people when he gave them some kind of hope. So the Hustler Nation has grown from strength to strength. It is so overpowering that those in the handshake must do something to curtail it, or they should forget about 2022. Yet the same hustler created by William Samoei Ruto is accidentally going to produce Raila's deputy. The man is Moses Kuria. Moses Kuria is the accident in the Hustler Nation. The Hustler Nation, especially around the mountain, resonates well with Moses Kuria. Indeed, he is the undisputed king of the Hustler Nation around the mountain. Moses Kuria cannot be compared to any of these cosmetic leaders within the Mount Kenya region. At best, these others are county kingpins. Anu Aiguru, coming with a gender card, is not selling. Even in Kirinyaga, where she's supposed to be the queen or the king, she's not quite stable. Mwangi wa Iria, if a king, only a kinglet in Murang'a. Kiunjuri, the family Kiunjuri, TSP, cannot go beyond Laikipia. Mutai Kagwe Nyeri, maybe not quite in control, maybe sharing with Rigathi Gachagua, maybe Rigathi just king of Madeira. It is only Moses Kuria who is a man that can move across the mountain area and be received. I dare say, if Mutahi Kagwe in Nyeri was addressing a meeting somewhere in Nyeri and Moses Kuria passed by, everybody would leave that meeting to go and witness Moses Kuria. So by accident, Moses Kuria then takes the Hustler Nation. And I would not be surprised if with this realization of his power, he then takes that nation and moves with it to Raila Odinga. I can assure you he will get such a sizable number of votes from the mountain that William Ruto will be completely vanquished. I've said repeatedly, without having to hate him, without having to be against him, that without the Mount Kenya vote, William Ruto disappears from the scene. Moses Kuria is a man. Across the country, he's a popular figure. You witnessed when he went to Kitui during the BBI rally. Charity Ngilu tried to chase him away. The crowd was wild. He even sat down. Everything came to a standstill. Kisumu Kondele, take there Moses Kuria. The crowd is there. Everything comes to a standstill. Moses Kuria is a man because even beyond the hustler, where he's the undisputed king around the mountain, beyond the mountain, beyond the hustlers, Moses Kuria is at ease with the professionals because he's one of them. Moses Kuria is at ease with businessmen because he's one of them, and by training, he's a businessman. You can use as many parameters as you wish. You can create boxes to tick. Put Moses Kuria here, put another possible Kikuyu leader or Gema leader here, try ticking the boxes. You'll find Moses Kuria's boxes will be ticked almost to the last box. And this is why this morning I share with you the historical and accidental possibility that it is Moses Kuria who lead the Hustler Nation to Raila Amolo Odinga. Because much as people have said that the Kikuyus want nothing to do with Raila Odinga, history doesn't bear them out. Uhuru's father, Jaramogi Oginga Odinga, was with Uhuru's father, Jomo Kenyatta, was with Jaramogi Oginga Odinga. 2002, Kibaki was with Raila, Aluo, and they call him Jamba. So that doesn't seem to be true, that the Kikuyus cannot go to Raila Odinga. It is the right temperature by the right man, and I'm saying an accident is producing Moses Kuria. And accidents have produced many people. Many people have been produced by accidents in this world, and I've given good examples. So this morning, I want to leave it at that and say, be prepared. Be prepared for a major shake-up within the Hustler Nation, where Moses Kuria leads the entire, almost the entire Hustler Nation to Raila Amolo Odinga.
Wapewa viti! Wapewa viti! Wanaongea kuunganisha Wakenya na wanakataza.
Moses Kuria is not just an empty person like I've said. Those who doubt, ask yourself, if Moses Kuria stood for governor in Kiambu, will anybody else pick even one vote? He will get more than 99% of the votes. If there was a position to be an elected position within the Mount region, and Moses Kuria stood, who will beat him? He will run away with the trophy. These are accidents. They produce leaders. In this country, if you had told somebody Uhuru Kenyatta would succeed Mwai Kibaki, people would have laughed. I have said this, I've given this example before at the university in the senior common room. When I was talking to my colleagues, and I said, why are people taking this thing for granted? A Kikuyu could emerge, and that Kikuyu could be Uhuru Kenyatta. There was a scuffle. Somebody, I think he had taken one or two too many. He pushed me. He almost caused injury to me. Nobody could have imagined. And indeed, if elections had been held in 2012, as had been envisaged, I don't think Uhuru would have won. William Ruto and Uhuru Kenyatta are also products of historical accidents. They are products of ICC. In the absence of ICC, they would not, in any measurable way, have stood a chance of getting the presidency. So, just to conclude, the accident that happens in the hustler nation, that accident is producing Moses Kuria. And Moses Kuria, a man who can traverse this country and be at home, any place in this country, with the hustlers of this country, that man is going to lead the hustler nation away from William Ruto. I suspect, I could be wrong, but I suspect, and this is how leaders are made, through accidents. Don't ever doubt what I'm saying. Because if you want to know I'm right, if you ever interacted with the leaders, you will be surprised that beyond the names they have, they are empty. So you wonder, this guy has such a big name, such a big politician. But when you sit with him, he's empty. You even get surprised. You look at a serious lawyer with a big name, but when he begins to talk, the guy is empty. This emptiness of people with big names and big positions will prove to you that many people really have nothing in them. When you get a successful businessman, he would want you to believe he's successful simply because he has what it takes to be a successful businessman. But if you trace his steps, you realize accidents happen, or fate, or luck, or a combination of two, or all the three. That rarely do people succeed in life because of what they have in them. In this country, you are looking at Raila Odinga, for example, Kenneth Matiba. If you are looking at a politician who made himself in this country, you look at Raila Odinga. Because at some point, it is not because of Jaramogi. It could have helped a bit. But Moi was even more scared of Raila Odinga than he was of his father, Jaramogi Oginga Odinga. Matiba gave Moi sleepless nights. Matiba is a man who had planned his career of progression from the civil service, go into business, get to the top of business, and finally land into business with the intention of being president of this country. If people had not done to Matiba what they did to him, there would have been no stopping Matiba from being the president of this country. So apart from Raila and Matiba, and maybe one or other I've forgotten, few politicians can stand up and tell you, I am here because I have what it takes to be here. You'll tell him you are here because your father was something and you inherited him. You are here because some accident happened. Even Jomo Kenyatta became the president of this country because when Kikuyu politicians were looking for a young man who could write, somebody told them, hey, there's a young man around Dagoretti, Ngengi or Kamau, he knows how to write. That's how they approached him. And later, when they wanted somebody to send their grievances to Europe, to the Mzungu himself, to the colonial office, they saw it is Kenyatta who could speak some English. So all leaders, most leaders, are products, like I've said, people like Obama and many others, are products of historical accidents. And we are waiting for our historical accident. And that accident is Moses Kuria, who, when he becomes Raila's deputy, game shot.